Welcome to Diamond Intensive Studies. Damages in liability insurance means civil compensation. How is contributory negligence handled in a liability claim? Part of compensation to extent of his negligence is contributed by victim. Territorial limit of a product liability policy is both within the country and the export zone. Recall liability covers recall expenses due to anticipated liability. Which law governs compensation under a product liability? Destination export country. What is the basic difference in a public and product liability policies? Being on premises and beyond premises covers. Punitive damages are not payable under liability insurance. Civil liability may be divided into dash categories. 3. Which is relevant for rating of non-industrial risks under liability policy? Number of employees. Liability in motor insurance is both fault and no fault liability. Risk classification for industrial risks is done on basis of susceptibility to give rise to body or property damage. Which of the following is true for liability due to pollution? Injury or property damage due to sudden accidental pollution is covered. Tort liability relates to civil liability. Who is the appointed authority for deciding and disbursing compensation in PLI Act? District Magistrate. The governing law for disputes under a liability policy issued in India is Indian law. Which of the following is basis of rating a product liability policy? Domestic turnover, export turnover, country or region of export. What is the time limit for decision on a compensation application in PLI Act? "90 days. What are the factors for a substance to be considered hazardous in the PLI Act? Both nature and quantity of the substance. CGL policy is useful for commercial enterprises. The negligence covered in a professional liability policy is liability for both error and omission in professional duty of care. Which of the following is a rating factor for public liability? All of these. In general, the cover in a liability policy is for compensation and legal costs. An insurance policy for workmen compensation also covers liabilities under both Fatal Accident Act and common law. Public Liability Insurance Act 1991 falls in the category of statutory law. Public liability insurance originated in the UK. Criminal liability is enforced by government through its law enforcement machinery. A product is defined in a product liability policy as goods no longer in control of insured. Which of the following is an unreasonable, unwarranted, or unlawful interference with a right common to the general public? Public nuisance. For getting claiming damage or compensation, the dash must prove that there was negligence. Plaintiff. What is covered in a director or officer's policy? Only liabilities in official capacity. Thank you for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon.